come over. Guys, you know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like your future's just begun. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Sleeping into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Sleeping into your world. Waiting for no one. We're headed straight up for the sun. They'll never know this. We'll take the cities on out. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Sleeping into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Sleeping into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Into your world.
Feel me in the darkness. My shadows, they follow you. You can become lost all of your dreams. The night is harder. My shadows, they follow you. My shadows, they follow you in the darkness. much hurt there. My shadows, they follow you.
Gonna be a quick counter-attack. Sai loses the ball. Big knock forward. Waterfall's down and he'll find the target. Opened up from the heaven. Down a Decadensky player gets a touch right in field. And hold on a minute. It's gonna be on target. Ripray knocks out.
Isaac trying to bring this ball away. Flipping into the middle. No, NC cuts it off the sidewall. Beautiful redirect. Clear, but Dantronex collects. It's over to the left side where Silence lies. What a pass inside. Dirk and Jazz working together. The low 50 played ball into no man's land. Hill motion takes to the skies. Off the ceiling. Reset. Dunks down.
And Clifty will look to try and take a shot at the upper finals. Still waiting for its real opening. Clifty off the ceiling. Hold on a minute. He will find the redirect.
Last time on the Redirect 3v3 Monthly. The event took place during day 2 of EU Open 3, which opened the door for some new faces and to show up and show out, and boy, did they. The upper bracket final saw Sneer Esports cruise into the grand final, but it also saw them drop their first game of the day. The lower bracket final, meanwhile, was a rematch from an earlier game in the upper semis, which showed off the competitiveness of this monthly since the Yoffel Brigade swept Daenerys the first time. However, like a dragon reborn by fire, Daenerys would sweep their foes at the second time of asking, leaving a tantalizing final between the top 2 seeds. This match went back and forth, but eventually Daenerys had enough to vanquish their foe and take home the Redirect 3v3 monthly number 31 title, which brings us to today, the largest Redirect monthly we have ever seen in the event's history. And for this gorgeous day, we require a gorgeous caster, and that is, of course, the man alongside me. Quanzek, how are we feeling?
You're too kind. I have rolled out of bed not too long ago, gotten warmed up, and look, a little bits and pieces of what I could be, but I appreciate the kindness nonetheless. I'm doing really good. You know, it's always a good Saturday morning for myself over here in California when I get to commentate some Redirect monthly action, and this is the first iteration I get to do it with you, my friend. So I'm very much looking forward to getting a duo cast with you. That hasn't happened since last year?
Feels
when
like
it was just the two of us? Was it SSA that we last were in the booth, just the two of us?
It certainly feels like it. I think maybe we got something on rounds right at the start of the season.
Oh,
maybe.
Yes.
But beside that, it's not very often that me and you get to be in the booth together, Quanzek, and it's always a lot of fun whenever we do. So very much looking forward to the rest of today. Speaking of the rest of today, what a beautiful segue as we move into the bracket of what we are looking at right here on the screen. It will come as no surprise to you that Hazard has done his job well, and the top 2 seeds go into the upper final to play against each other. BTTS versus Enisorail will be your first game of the day. We will then drop down into the lower final to see who makes it to the grand final. And then, as you can see on that right hand side, the team coming from the upper bracket will have a 1-0 head start in the grand final, which Quanzek has proven to be a little bit too much of a mountain for some teams to climb.
It's so instrumental. That one game, I mean, the casters harp on how much of a momentum game Rocket League is and how much it can sway a series. When you're playing a best of 5 and your opposition playing a best of 7 effectively, and you have that break where you're not instantly dropping into lowers and then into another series afterwards, it is quite the substantial build-up to get you into the grand finals with that chip not on your shoulder, but instead you get to relax on the other side, and that's exactly what both these rosters are going to look to do right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at either of these teams, BTTS and Enisorail, trying to show out here on mainstream and do just that, secure that game advantage in the grand finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see the teams right there in front of you. You know, has us in the background. So excited that there's a team that actually have a logo taking part in the top 3, and that is what these two teams have guaranteed. But over on the other side, I do just want to talk about BTTS for a second, because you've got my boy Alex over there. And Alex, I got to watch very, very closely in APAC of 2025. He was on the rounds roster alongside Renshiro and Finzi, and this boy is special. He's done some serious work on himself to improve those mechanics, to make sure that he is able to get across the field quickly, and every time I get to see the Romanian sniper, I get very excited. So looking forward to seeing what Alex can come up with.
That is an apt nickname. Romanian sniper was not something I was expected to hear, and now I'm even more excited to watch what Alex can put on display, because that just, it sees with aura. Romanian sniper is very cool. So Alex, hoping we can see you live up to that as we will go ahead and get ready for our game number 1, our first one on stream. It's been a while in the making, Rhino, but here we are.
Here we are, BTTS versus Enisorail. It's Redirects 3v3 monthly number 32. Let's get going. We load up into this one, Quan. BTTS versus Enisorail. Names that you might recognize from the bubble scene, but certainly team names that you won't. And Ty has got an early goal. What on earth was that kickoff?
This is certainly one way to start. Mystic pre-jumps and tries to... I don't know if this is some unique kickoff strategy that Enisorail has been working on in the lab, where they give a free kickoff, it's a chip, and we're not playing. Something must be going on. We have 3 players on BTTS not moving. There's a fit going on. Haza will go ahead and figure out what's going on in the background, as we'll go ahead and
I think I might know
most
what's going
likely restart that slate. It looked like everybody was moving. I don't know if Enisorail is unhappy with conceding that initial kickoff goal. I thought they might have tried to get creative. I saw what could have been the vision.
Yeah.
That pre-jump, if you dunk the one initial touch and you have your second man cheating, it's going to land on their car, more or less, and that can instantly turn to a dribble. I thought that's what they were going for, and it just fumbled horribly to open up the stream. But we shall see. We do have an official DC, it looks like.
Yeah.
So go ahead and set this lobby back up, and we'll take a little bit more time to talk about the Romanian sniper and friends, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I will talk about him till the cows come home, absolutely. But I do just want to mention what my theory here is, and I think maybe some of these teams have been a little bit RLCS-ified, and maybe they think that there was a test lobby that maybe they went into first rather than actually going straight into game. That's my hypothesis. We're not saying that this is exactly what has happened or hasn't happened.
I like the theory.
I think
actually.
Anyway, we will go ahead for a reset. We will get things going once again. And I saw that kickoff and I was very... So I'm glad it was just just the teams not really understanding that they were getting into game. But you know what? You know what, Konzek? You know what the fact of the matter is? This wouldn't have happened if Sepigasus was there. It wouldn't.
True. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing for us or for him, but I do know you're correct. In my heart of hearts, I know that you are correct.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, ice. Okay, well, there was a hint of stuff, but actually it turned out that it's not. So,
okay.
I think it's probably just a test lobby. We will see. We're getting the players lined up once again, Konzek. And when you have a event like Redirects 3v3 monthly, the biggest one ever, 93 individual teams, and you still get to the upper bracket final with Seed 1 versus Seed 2. That's actually quite impressive, no?
Oh, 100%. I mean, props to Haza for seeing it correctly. There's a reason they are weighted the way that they are, and time again, we see that it's typically the number 1 and number 2 finishers that end up in the winner's final. That's once again the situation here, as we do have the players retaking the pitch. They've played through a gauntlet to get here, Rhino. Yep. 93 teams, but only 2 more series between them and 100 pounds. Can they do it?
That is a lot more sensible of a kickoff. I love to see that. Alex from that left-hand side, faking a couple. Alex going over. He's done it early! I thought we might have to wait to see some Alex magic, but it's within the first 10 seconds. fakes one out, beats the second. There's a demo on the back line. BTTS 1-0 up.
He already had the distance measured on that scope, accounted for wind and the drop, instantly slotted it. Following that initial kickoff, got a lot of help from that demo as well. Gonna go to double dip here, not quite. Galax does collect the save, but Alex looking lethal early.
Might be a semi-automatic sniper the way that he's taking shots right now this early in the game. Goodness me, Alex trying to get the second. But Galax drops it down, looking for a teammate, not going to find one. Jazz over to that right side. He does find Alex once again, a crossfield pass, but intercepted by Enisorail, and there's an empty net, but Ty gets up really well. Last remainder of his boost to make the block.
It seems that's going to be a wayward ball that Alex actually had a chance to sneak in. Couldn't get all the way wrapped around that ball, so we'll miss the target on the net. Double tap redirect attempted from Ty. That one will go say wide. Great recovery by Mystic. That was so quick. I thought something else was going to happen. All of a sudden, he was back on the ball. Mystic going to wait patiently, full boost. That's a great demo. Might have an open net. He's going to find it. BTTS just tried to break out sooner than they should have, and Mystic punishes.
Yeah, Jazz just not winning that 50 on that sidewall like he would have wanted. Mystic able to be stronger in the challenge. Are we still dabbing in 2026? Is that really happening? Okay, anyway, as we move forward, still just over a minute to go. So, minute played, my apologies, as BTTS and bring this one back in their favor. They are the #1 seed. They are the higher rated, but Enisorail seem to have that team play down early on in this upper final.
Yeah, I am concerned a little bit about Enisorail's defensive rotation so far. They seem to get beating time and time again, as we see right here. And that's such a brilliant fake, but Alex, you hear the chime of the post ring off. Can't sneak that one in short side. As a result, BTTS looked really good, but won't add a second time they score with a pass. Oh my, we're going to see some fireworks this series.
Yeah, that one would have been replayed and replayed if it had gone home, for sure. We wouldn't need an intro sequence anymore for the redirect 3v3 monkeys. Just show that over and over again. There's Astro on the left side. Jazz sends it away, picked up by Galax. Mystic will collect, looks for the shot, might have help! And certainly does, coming off the backboard. Galax gets an extra touch. Was it on target? I want to see this first. It was not. Galax gets across, makes sure it finds the bottom left corner. Well played, Enisorail. 2-1 up.
I don't even think that first touch was meant to be a pass. I think that was meant to be a shot, rather. I think it was intentionally a pass. That challenger from BTTS was right in Galax's way. And so that slot, feeding it over to the left side, allowing that tap-in to come through. Both these teams have been very cheeky and clever with how they're angling their touches on the ball to play them around their opposition. We saw it on that BTTS pass. We just saw it on the Enisorail pass, and they're showing results. I think we're going to see much more of that style of gameplay into the rest of the series.
Yeah, we'll see if we do. Mystic takes a shot, knows there's a demo on the far side, but Alex does enough. Quick across his line to make the save. Just over 2 minutes still to play. 2-1 to Enisorail. They've turned this game around from a very hot start from BTTS. That dunk, it's not going to do them any favors. Alex wants the boost, does get it, but Astro moving forwards. Oh, I think Alex was in a better position there. Mystic maybe would have been better served to go for the fake. Jazz puts it up. Ty meets it. Is there the third man?
Oh,
not
man.
there soon enough.
The vision from both these teams, though, I'm so excited. There hasn't been, outside the opening goal from BTTS, which Alex had the range for, as a double tap denied by Galax. Jazz dropped down to Ty. Ty tries for the top left, can't hit the target, though, and BTS has to retreat back to their side. Oh, I'm so pumped for this series. The amount of back and forth, the amount of team play that we've already seen just in game one. Oh, what a dunk, Ty! Okay, I thought he was able to bully his way through. BTTS still looking for one way in.
I love the passing plays we're seeing from both of these teams. You touched on it there, the vision across the field, the knowledge of where your teammates are going to be at any given moment. Off the ceiling, still a chance. Jazz gets in the way of the clearance. Limited boost on the side of Enisorail, but they are let out of their half by BTTS only for a moment. Alex gets the block. Jazz down the right-hand side, has 100 boost and just player from Enisorail gets in the way. There's another opportunity. Ball into the middle. No one from BTTS is ready to accept that pass. And now they will have to deal with it on their own goal line. Ty does not win that 50 again. Mystic being the 50 machine on the sidewall. Alex to bring it away. Not really enough boost to get much done. Can't win the 50 either. And with 20 seconds to go, Quan, Enisorail might take home game one.
I think if you try to decide if they stole it away, there might be a debate there. BTTS have accomplished so much pressure. They just can't find their way in. That's a great pass by Alex. Jazz can opt for the bump instead. Allow Ty to pass back to Alex. Alex back to Ty.
Oh.
Ty fake, hoping for help. Alex on the sidewall. There's the backboard. We need a third man to take a shot on, but it will find the turf, and Enisorail collect 2. BTTS had looks, had vision, probably dominated in terms of time of possession, but Enisorail walk away with the victory 2-1.
Chaotic, but beautiful to watch, Quan, I think is a good way to sum up that game number one. Sometimes when you've got these two big teams coming clashing for the first time in an event like this, there's a feeling out process. There's a moment at the start of the game where you don't really want to take too many opportunities. You want to see what your opposition are going to give you before really taking that opportunity. Alex didn't wait around. 10 seconds made sure to let Enisorail know that they were in a game. But after that, I think you are right. BTTS did probably have the most possession, but that goal is a thing of beauty. I think you're right as well. That pass over to that left-hand side was never really intended to be a shot on goal, and off the back of that, BTTS have a mountain to climb.
Yeah, and you know, there's got to be merit given to both teams. I really want to shout out Enisorail right now. I mean, BTTS scored BTTS. I'm going to cut off that second T so many times that it's almost a tongue twister, but they're just individual letters, especially when you're trying to get out of the sentence fast. BTTS, when they score within 10 seconds, it's a good one. Alex collects the ball off the kickoff, has somebody already rotating through for a demo to remove the netminder, and that's just tapped in, setting the tone early, and Enisorail able to just stabilize, say, okay, that's all right. It's just water off our back. We can bounce back, and they did just that. They capitalized on their opportunities. They locked down defensively. They looked good, and when BTTS comes out swinging, they had to.
Yeah, they did. And I have to say, I really enjoy the fact that it looks like we've got a very close game on our hands as well.
Yes.
Both of these teams playing a very similar style of Rocket League, which makes it an entertaining contest as well. And we move to Forbidden Temple. BTTS in a best of 5 are going to want to win this game to bring it back level, of course. But it does feel that little bit more important after losing game 1.
That demo on Alex on the back end is going to be devastating. Nobody has any boosts now, at least very limited quantities before those they were topped off in the corner. Could have been a quick transition play for Enisorail. Mystic over the corner, attempting to find a dunk. Good delayed touch by Jazz as he finds a challenge onto Astro. Mystic in the corner where Galax will now step to it. Ty back down, and the cycle from Enisorail is really good offensively here. Filling in exactly where their second man is leaving, but a great dunk from Jazz secures the clearance.
Yep, it does, but still struggling to get out of their half now. Enisorail looking for that coast to coast really from Galax that doesn't go too far. That's a shot, and oh dear, Mystic, you've pushed up just a little bit too much from your defensive line, and that has been spotted by Jazz on that right side. Gets the better of Astro. Mystic misplaced. BTTS, like they did in game 1, take the lead.
Well, BTTS 1-0. Challenge there. Jazz taking up a corner, full tank of boost. Mystic has to find something here. He can't make a touch. Now Jazz uncontested. Found one, instantly finds a second, and it's a beauty.
Jazz music is known for being a little slow, a little melodic. You know, you can kind of sway along to it. But Jazz in the server is going at 500 miles an hour with everything that he puts forwards. And that is a special, special goal that will be replayed time and time again. BTTS unhappy about losing game 1. But sometimes all you need is a bit of muscle to get the ball over the line. And Enisorail answer back.
Mystic, I mean, just had a better angle. Jazz had to race straight to it, and the follow-up slightly faster from Astro over the top of Alex. BTTS still maintain a lead, but Enisorail making sure that they're not forgotten in this game. Galax gonna take his time with this ball, just make sure he slows down the threat. And that's a great pass over Mystic. I don't think it would have stuck in, but Tide guarantees isn't going to post it in, and then gives it right back over to Mystic, who takes a shot on, misses the net. That one might be on from the other end of the pitch. Galax has to be ready for it. We have back and forth, fast-paced action right now, and a shot on Alex denied by Galax, basically at the point of contact. The X's cancel each other out, and Astro finally can allow Enisorail to breathe.
It is a frantic start to game number 2, and if all of the games that we see between these two teams are like this, strap me in, because I'm super excited to see where this goes from here. Drops down, Ty sends it long over to that right-hand side, but he won't have anybody to support with the demo coming through in favor of Enisorail. Alex might have done enough! And I think he got an extra touch on that one off the backboard as well. BTTS extend again to a 2-goal lead. Did he get that extra touch? He sure did.
I think if he doesn't hit it, Astro might actually have a chance there as well. So it was a necessary one. BTTS now regaining that 2-goal advantage. And Enisorail, they've had transition plays. They've had little pot shots that are taken. What a great touch by Mystic. Astro so far away, though, and the third-man challenge doesn't come until it's too late. Alex off the ceiling, has his flip, has a goal. It's like clockwork as Alex connects for his second.
It feels very similar to the goal Jazz scored earlier, although the only difference with this one is he didn't have to beat a man earlier in the play in order to get the opportunity. But these flicks coming through from BTTS in game number 2 are absolutely exquisite. And we'll see if they get any more. 4-1 up now, but only half the game played. Still an opportunity to take the shot. Astro saves away. Jazz goes up, but it's cleared away.
The rate that we're seeing right now from BTTS is almost in line with what I would have expected in game 1 in terms of the amount of possession they had, the quality of opportunities. It didn't manifest itself, though, and Enisorail just played good defense, but those small little chinks are beginning to reveal themselves. And now, as they bide their time on their own goal line, BTTS is really scoring in the droves that we've expected in game 1. So Enisorail has to figure out an answer, but they also have to be thankful they did collect that game 1 when they had the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. It's always a game of taking opportunities when you're talking about Rocket League. Alex, where are you going, son? That's in the top left corner. Right, we need the replay after this game on how close that was to going over the line. No way do they score off the back of it as well. No, Alex gets back in time to make the block. But BTTS going to feel really hard done by. That one didn't find pay dirt. There's an opportunity back down the other end of the field. Ty off the backboard, looking for a chance, looking for a pass. No, he's going alone. Good save on the goal line from Astro.
Mystic. Pop touch out. The Jazz reads. Ty, really good dunk. And BTS, I mean, they're still looking for more goals, but in the process of doing so, they're burning time. The more seconds that tick away from this clock, the less likely it is Enisorail can mount a comeback. They need enough time to find enough opportunity. Astro passed to Galax. He did read the dunk, but unfortunately beat his own teammate Mystic in the same fail swoop. Good touch by Astro. He has Alex right on him, but with no boost, he's going to go ahead and say, okay, it's your turn. Galax, good bump, still on the ball, couldn't connect with Jazz. And Enisorail, with that one not going in, and Jazz potentially scoring on the back end, things are going from bad to worse.
They are with 40 seconds to go. Things are looking a bit tricky for Enisorail right now, but you have to remember, last time either team scored was a good 2 minutes ago, so this game has been very, well, it hasn't been concerted because it's been still frantic. Oh, that one almost sneaks into the top right corner, but it doesn't quite. But as far as goals go, both teams not conceding in a little while, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, game 3 is poised perfectly. But hang on a moment, one extra one for the road. Astro making a few miss in the back line and getting one back for Enisorail.
Yeah, not enough time for a comeback, but it is a really quality goal that they can put in their pocket and keep for safekeeping into game number 3. It allows them, like, hey, you know what? after the blur that was the first 2 minutes of this game, we played a very even match. We ended up scoring the only real goal once the play finally slowed down and was more calculated. It's definitely something to build on if you're Enisorail headed into the back half of the series.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll see if they are able to bring it back into their favor. But Quanzek, we got to talk about BTTS after that game because it was theirs for the first 2.5 minutes. Jazz and Alex especially, not to discredit Ty, because all three of them played incredibly well, but I've got to focus on the goal scorers because it was absolutely ludicrous. Some of the shots they were taking. This from Jazz is special onto the backboard, and then that double. But yeah, I mean, Alex again going over the top, getting that second. It did feel like the BTTS show.
Yeah, and here's why you mixed up that Alex and Jazz, because the goals are identical, more or less.
Here we go.
It's just that Jazz had somebody on initially. What in the world? That's a situation where that ball, 99% enshrouded in shadow. It looked dark. It looked like it was eclipsed in the back of that net, and yet it didn't count as a goal. I'm going to have to pull up that replay and look at it from the goal line perspective, because that's as close as you could get. It feels like in real time. But here we are, one apiece now. BTTS looked dominant in that game number 2. They were finding opportunities. They were still connecting as a team, but the individual lethality came up to the plate way more. The goals, the efforts from Jazz and Alex giving them the lead as Alex straight to it off the corner. That may have put Jazz in a really tricky situation. He's on an island, but defends very well to start things off in game 3.
Game number 4 now locked in, but who goes into it with series point, with grand final point? Jazz back in amongst the goals. That's a little bit of an easier one than the ones he scored before, but that is off the back of some Ty wizardry down the left flank.
That's so clever by Ty. What he's just done there will never be highlighted in some clip or reel or whatever in terms of individual mechanical prowess, but the way he was able to angle his car and manipulate it so that it was always, the nose was always facing inwards towards the net, so that any challenge he had would ricochet to his teammate that he already know was barreling down towards the box. It's such clever play that is so minuscule, you never notice it in real time.
And that's one of the reasons that we love bringing Quanzek on to the Redirect 3v3 monthlies, because he spots things that you and I simply don't have the eyes for. He's got 40-40 vision over there. There's now Jazz moving down the left-hand side, trying to find another way through for BTTS. They'd love to extend out to that 2-goal lead once more. Enisorail still fighting back, but they're not being allowed to cross that halfway line once more. BTTS marshalling it completely, keeping in position. Ty might get the plaudits. No, saved on the goal line from Astro. Still a chance as Alex comes down off the backboard. But it's sent away.
Good flip forward by Galax. I mean, at this point, Enisorail is just trying to create any sort of space they can muster. That's a great infield pass, and a pre-jump save has to transcend from Jazz. We're going to make sure that one stays out. Alex pop touch going to give that way to Astro just because didn't have enough boost. Jazz high over the bar, has Ty chasing it down. Ty ignored the ball but missed the corner boost. That was a big part of that play, and now Alex does well defensively. Pop-up touch by Galax, and we'll just go ahead and trade possession right now as Jazz looks for a double. Well read by Galax, though, and both sides will go ahead and reset.
The backboard is a scary, scary place in a game like this. You do not want to be giving it up for free. Both teams right now able to make those backboard reads and backboard defenses well. Do feel like it might, in the end, come down to who defends it worse. Mystic does not need the backboard to make this one work. Off that right-hand corner, comes back off the ceiling. Wonderful flick goalwards.
That second touch put enough pace behind that ball. He angled it with the initial flip, followed through, and got the power on the second go-round. And that was something that defensively BTTS was not expecting. And at the halfway mark in our game, we're going to be all tied up at 1 apiece. Mystic keeping that one out of the center line, Alex. Gonna feed that over to Jazz, but with 2 players removed from the pitch, BTTS will have to collect some boost and play this one slow from their own half. Ty working on it in the corner, just gonna fall on top of the ball and pitch it over and across. Loses possession to Astro though, and he actually has an opportunity. Good shadow read by Alex.
Yeah, really positive defense from BTTS, and now Enisorail back in their own half, not where they want to be against this barrage of attack that BTTS can put down, but that bump does not come through onto Mystic. The clearance is in. Alex, the last man back, but it doesn't really work the way that Mystic wanted it to. Galax stops it in its tracks. Ty tries to collect. He's not really in a positive position, but he still gets the pass. Jazz looks for the top corner. Ding rings around the stadium, and Alex can't get the follow-up shot.
With how crazy our offensive looks have been, the drop passes, the redirect passes, the flip reset, double taps, a cheeky little shot almost found its way in because the defense was like, wait, there's not more to that? That's what you're doing? You're just shooting the ball? They had to recover quickly to find that save off of their own crossbar, but Enisorail needs to do more than that. They've been stuck in their own half for a while, and it's going to come back to bite them. The placement here, immaculate from Alex.
And you got to talk about how difficult that read is off that right-hand wall as well. That ball is moving very, very quickly going into that right-hand corner. So to see exactly where that's going and position your car effectively is a very difficult thing to do. Looks onto that right-hand side, able to just push the ball towards that bottom left corner. No one on Enisorail is expecting the ball to go that far into that bottom left corner, and they're just stranded in the middle of the goal. Nothing they can do. BTTS looking for series point. They might need one more to make it stick. Galax called into action. Misses first. Gets the second one.
I thought that one was going to go in for sure, but the recovery, way to stay in that play. Galax back pass, Alex over to Ty, pop touch, and he already has a pre-jumping Mystic. Shot on, Alex! Good wherewithal to turn around on a moment's notice and collect that save. And Enisorail, though, looking for it. 1-2, tic-tac-toe. Over to Misty, he cuts it back across. A little bit too cute, though. Tried to play it to his teammate who had boost for a better shot. It was well read, too projected, and Enisorail lose out on their best look in really the latter half of this game, still needing one here, Rhino.
They do. This ball now drops down into the midfield. They are still going to try and find it over the top. Chance for Mystic. Needs help, though. That's a lovely infield pass off the post. And Enisorail, right at the death of game number 3, had the opportunity in their hands. They were at the 1-yard line, Quanzek, and just dropped the ball.
Look at you using an American football reference just for me.
Just literally for you and no one else.
I mean, that is really akin to what it was. I don't know how much of it is dropping the ball. It was such a brilliant play.
Yeah.
And I think that shot, I'm going to give credit to Enisorail here, that shot is only being placed where it is, because that's the only feasible spot it can be played into with hope for a goal without it being saved. And to hear that dink of the post and to see it cross the entire goal line and just not go in, have that angle where it keeps out from the back of the net. We'll see it again here. I mean, yeah, you play it over. You have to deal with Alex and Jazz right in your face. It becomes tricky. All I know is that Enisorail have fought back. BTTS are so efficient when it comes to goal scoring, given the right opportunities, and we have one heck of a series on our hands. I haven't been this thrilled for a opening game in a Redirect Monthly what feels like forever. We're already in the grand finals here right now.
So it took us a while to have a Redirect Monthly that was actually interesting, but we've got one here now for 32, as Quanzek has just said there, as we move
that's
into
not my words.
Utopia Coliseum. And game number 4, I do want to see Enisorail win it, because I do believe that this series absolutely deserves a game 5. It feels like these two teams are just so close in touching distance to each other. I'd love to see Champions Field. By the same token, if BTTS can see it over the line, do get the impression that Enisorail is still going to be able to have the momentum that it needs in that lower bracket run.
If you see a message from me on Twitter later today saying that I'm resigning from any future Redirect Monthlies, just know it was not my decision. That was a conversation that was had with Rhino and Hazza that they don't want me back, apparently. What a play by Alex! He will resign Enisorail to be in a deficit. He gets bumped in a pinball sequence and then just mind games Mystic out of his axles and slots in a goal. What?
Mystic needed a crystal ball to read that one, or maybe just had a baseball in front of him. That one not good at all, but from Alex, the fake is perfect. And it looks from every single angle for all the world that he's going to hit that ball the first time. The way that he's able to just stop dead, move to the left, avoid the ball initially, has an empty net. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. BTTS want this one done in 4.
Tie, collection. It's going to be Alex uncontested, but where he's shooting, both recipients have a full tank of boots. Alex going to stay with a dangerous drop down. Tie will be the first one there. But off the corner, it will rebound. Alex, good dunk on Astro, and BTTS just making sure they keep this pressure up. They don't need to equate it to any shots yet, but as long as they can keep bleeding the boost down from Enisorail, it will eventually amount to something. Jazz off the corner to himself. Good pop-up touch. He can actually stay with this one. Has enough time. Plays around Astro. The demo, though, will thwart that offensive in its tracks. Although Alex is just better. Nothing is stopped when Alex has the ball in his control. Are you kidding me?
Oh my. How he brings that one around, just gets that ball at the front post. I think an underrated skill, or an underrated kind of thing to have as a Rocket League player, is knowing where the goal is. And what I mean by that is knowing exactly where the post, and the crossbar are, so that when you're in a position to get that ball across the line, you can find the pinpoint positioning without really needing to look or feel out where you are. That felt like Alex coming across that left-hand side. He knew exactly how far he needed to go before the post on that left side, and he just knew he was going to get there first. Brilliant work from the Romanian once more. BTTS have their cushion, and Enisorail, they've got a lot to do.
Yep, long climb back here. Becomes even more difficult when your opposition has just showed knowledge of the game seamlessly. Alex probably was doing live calculations of how fast he was moving. Yeah. And what his real-time physics, play the like alien guy meme with all the math in front of him. That's exactly what was going on with Alex. Alex tries to go over his counterpart. Astro, pop-up touch. Nobody contesting him early. He can do what he wants with his flip reset. Fakes out Jazz. Ooh. Ground pinch. Really good look. Alex was waiting at the ready, though.
You don't just need good looks in this game, I feel like, Quanzek, because good isn't great, and good ain't going to get the job done. BTTS stand up against the test. Now it's on the right-hand side. Mystic takes another shot. Cleared away. I don't even think that one was on target, to be honest, looking at the trajectory of the ball. More maths for you. This one comes off the corner. Galaxy sends it away. Jazz over to this right-hand side, needing some help, not finding it. Doesn't have enough boost really to make it work. So Alex did that. I'm going to call it an aggressively green card. Is going to send that pass over to the left-hand side, but Mystic will be able to send it away. Not for long. Alex burst on the scene again. Galax gets it beyond him, but Jazz is still waiting. Shot on target, away by Astro, but Ty is right there. The rotations coming through from BTTS are so difficult to stop. Eventually, they get that clearance and breakthrough.
And the trouble that Enisorail are having right now, that they're using so much boost to defend, when they finally get possession and find a clearance, they can't really turn it into anything. They get the ball and they give up possession. Yep. It just allows BTTS to backtrack, collect the ball in their own half, and then go again. And Enisorail hasn't been able to find passes to each other. They haven't been able to connect on shot opportunities just because their resources are so limited once they've fended off everything defensively.
Yeah, certainly. And it's almost suffocating for Enisorail. They're struggling, really, to get that elongated play down the field, those passing plays where you can use everybody in your team to break free. BTTS are stopping everything as soon as it starts. There's just another touch that they get, and it stops Enisorail's plans in their tracks. Ty getting up to get a block as well. Alex picking the ball up in his own half. Lots of space, lots of boost. Gets past one, gets past two. The third one is too far. Ty pops it up onto the ceiling, but he knows that they don't need a goal. They know the game is done. They know the series is done. And your grand finalists, your first grand finalists of the Redirect 3v3 monthly number 32 are BTTS.
Enisorail, like, looked good. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that they got outplayed. Like, they're obviously a quality team. They're the second seed for a reason. They got into our winners final for a reason. They won game number 1, but it just felt like once that series progressed, BTTS kept slowly climbing in speed. They found more pace. They found more ability. They found another gear. And Enisorail was still able to keep up for the most part. But those crucial touches, those crucial races to the ball, they just couldn't win. And as a result, Lead Boost got suffocated in their own end. Just got swarmed by BTTS. And so they will drop down to our losers final. We will follow them down there, where I'm sure we have that game lined up and ready to go. Let me check where it is. Not yet. We don't, because it is a record-breaking sign-up monthly for Redirect. That's exactly why. Our lower is going to take a little bit longer to catch up, just because of the sheer amount of teams down there. It's Messi and Gambila's playing right now for entry into a game against Enisorail. Wow, what an opening series right now.
Yeah, an incredible opening series here on stream, but I do quickly want to talk about that lower semi-final, which essentially is what it is, Messi versus Gambias, because, yes, seed number 3 are in there, but they're playing against seed number 13. Gambias have had an incredible run through the Redirect 3v3 monthly this time around. They've been able to beat a lot of teams who maybe should have stopped them. And I believe they're even in the upper bracket semi-finals. They were. The only team they've lost to today was against BTTS. So to see how they get on in that lower bracket semi-final will be interesting. But we are going to find out just at the same time as you guys are who is going to be joining us in that lower bracket final, because we have to go to a quick break. When we come back, it's the game before the grand final, the losers final. Who will take third? Who will challenge BTTS? We'll find out soon. Well, it appears that I have lied. It appears that we are here in the grand final. As it turns out, and you may looking around, looking behind your back, going, what happened to the lower final? Where's it gone? It disappeared. Well, we can show you the bracket and we can show you exactly what happened. Unfortunately, some players had to leave, which will earn themselves a ban for the next couple of Redirects monthlies. And you know what Quanzek deserved, I would say.
It's a bummer. We're here for a full day of action. The tournament time's posted in the rules, the length, the runtime. You're here for the long haul. We want everybody to compete, and we want to show off everybody on stream. We've prepped for this. We've cut time out of our days. You've cut time out of your days. It's just a bummer for everybody. Don't do it, guys. It's not fun. Enisorail have forfeited against Messi, and Messi will automatically advance on to the grand final, where we just saw BTTS knock down Enisorail. So they have their work cut out for them, and that's before we even start discussing the game advantage right now.
Absolutely. But every cloud has a silver lining. One sec, okay? Every bad thing has a good thing attached to it. And so we can look at this next game because we've not actually been able to speak about this Messi roster. And I actually think it's very important to do so because they are a very quality side. You are looking at Coco, Energizer, and Tomio. They are a European powerhouse team. They have a Spaniard, a German, and a Frenchman involved. And these guys have been involved in the bubble scene of EU for quite some time. One of them, actually, it being Energizer, has also been involved in a top 8 SSA team. So these guys have been around for a little bit of a while now. Coco, we know from his HSK days at the start of 2025. Energizer from SSA on Relentless last season. And then Tomio has also been in and thereabouts a little bit. He was picked up by Evoza last year and has had some decent day 2, day 3 runs as himself. So by no means is this going to be an easy grand final for BTTS.
No, I think we have a quality series on our hand, and Messi's the 3rd seed. Like, we just saw the 1st and 2nd seed. We're now seeing the 1st and 3rd seed. And as you just highlighted, there's a reason this team is going to bring some heat. Coco, Energizer, Tomio all have their own individual talents. Combine those with the different styles of Rocket League that are played very differently across these 3 countries, to be honest. It should be a very entertaining blend of how these 3 take the pitch, but with that being said, give credit to BTTS, because they do deserve it. They look damn near perfect in our last game. I mean, that series, they were on top of the ball, they were rotating fluidly, they were just so suffocating with the pressure they were able to generate, and that turned into goal after goal after goal. Not just tap-ins either. The mechanical, the mechanics were on full display, the flair was there. It's gonna be an uphill climb for Messi, but like we said, they are a roster that can tackle it.
Yeah, and the only thing I would say with that kind of playstyle, when things seem to be coming relatively easy for you and your team, is that it's very easy to get frustrated when they don't. BTTS have had a relatively clean day in the server, but if they have kind of 2 or 3 minutes here early on against Messi, where they struggle to get the ball over the line, things just aren't quite clicking, those passes are a little bit too far ahead or too far behind, they're not working perfectly like they have been all day, it could be Messi's turn to turn around and take advantage of the frustration that builds up into BTTS. And we've seen it before at the top level, Quanzek, quite a lot where that does happen to these big teams. So we'll see if that happens here in this grand final. They do start 1-0 up.
Yeah, that game in the back pocket is going to be super helpful, but Messi has the potential to make things messy. Ha ha ha, I did it. I did the caster thing.
We're going home, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching Redirect.
That's been us.
Yeah.
You know, I think you bring up a really good point here. The teams that are so stellar and solid, you get complacent. You know, when you expect automatic wins, you expect favor coming your way. Every sports team I've ever been a part of, I've been a few that, like, we had undefeated seasons. That first loss, it hurts more than if you lost in a championship, because you just come to expect nothing but good tidings coming your way. So if Messi can disrupt that flow a little bit, get them out of their comfort, I think it'll do them a lot of favors, especially if that happens early in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking back at their run so far today, BTTS have lost 2 games of Rocket League all day. One against Vinland early on, and Vinland we've seen before here in Redirect's 3v3 monthlies. We know they're a very solid team. And then you saw their second game that they lost on stream, which was against Enisorail, which was in game number 1 against the second seeds. They weren't ready for it. They weren't expecting what Enisorail had to bring their way, but then they reacted. They were able to make the adaptation and just swept the rest of the series. What we like to call a gentleman's sweep down these. But Quanzek, Messi are coming off the back of a decent lower bracket run. They did fall 2-0 to Enisorail in that upper semi-final, so they didn't obviously get to that upper grand final. However, this is a game that we've not seen so far in the event today, so we don't know how the styles are going to clash.
Yeah, and you can glean, like, bits and pieces. Oh, well, Messi lost 2-0 to Enisorail. Surely they stand no chance now, and it doesn't really exist. There's no, like, superior seeding ever in Rocket League. That's why it's such a beautiful game. That's why the open format I absolutely love, because any team can come out on a good day and really perform, and we can potentially see that here from Messi as both our teams take the pitch. I think Messi, if they can be aggressive and get to it early, they have a chance to disrupt BTTS's flow.
Here we go then. It's the Redirects 3v3 monthly number 32 grand final live on stage. It's BTTS versus Messi. 2 teams that have fought so hard to get to this point. Seed 1 versus Seed 3. A game we've not seen so far today. And as you rightly suggest there, Quan, the styles may clash. The styles might not quite work in the way that BTTS expects, but they do start with that goal advantage. The kickoff is in favor of not Enisorail in the slightest. It is in favor of Messi, and they might get the first goal too. Tomio goes over the line.
Well, that's certainly one way to mess up your opposition's flow, is to just take a flip reset and get fortunate that just bounces in. I don't know if it was chipped on the way in, but Alex, it's a pretty difficult read from that sidewall. Has to use the flip at the perfect time and just couldn't make contact. So Messi up 1-0 early. Obviously, they couldn't watch the stream during our winners final because they themselves were playing.
Sure.
But if they saw that gameplay, I think the one thing that Messi should focus on to avoid ending up in the same situation that Enisorail did is avoiding BTTS establishing pressure.
Yep.
Your first touch you get on the ball should be to open space, and you should try to clear it, and you just regroup and play into their end. The more time you allow BTTS to set up, it's gonna do you no favors. Just like here, I thought that was gonna go in, but the fourth man from Messi says no.
Looked destined for it, didn't it? But it doesn't actually happen for them now. Alex double looking to get the angle. Oh my goodness. Post and crossbar hit, but no goal found. And is that one going to drop from Tomio? Alex had to be very aware of the danger, and in the end he was. Coco goes over the top, doesn't get the turn. Tomio looking to bring it back to his third man, Energizer. Can't really make that one stick, and Alex gets the big clearance out of the corner, follows it through really nicely. The reads from Alex today have been perfect. That one from Ty, what a save on the goal line! Coco keeps the scoreline at 1-0.
Fantastic. His ball goes, his car goes barreling to his own net, but he keeps the ball out, and that's what matters. A demo, a bump, another bump, infield, Coco to Energizer, back to Coco, but I could have sworn he had an open net. Trying to get a bit too cute with the give and go, and Messi don't extend their lead to 2.
They don't, but they don't yet. We have seen a lot from Messi in this game, number 1, which allows us to get excited. Energizer for that left-hand side was off target. BTTS will deal with it. That's a nice infield pass. Ty will take it over the top, off the top, and it's not really going to get enough done there. Energizer down that right side. Sure, he got all of that reset, so Jazz will be able to intercept. Wins the 50 as well. Looks for help, has got it, but Coco rises highest. Been brilliant on defense so far in this game, number 1 of the grand final. Alex trying to turn again. BTTS want the equalizer. They're not being given it.
Jazz off the back wall. Has to do a lot of effort to avoid Coco. Like a missile straight towards him. Jazz and Ty combine the corner. Ty will take over, gets dunked by Tomio, and then gets his flip reset. What a creative touch there. It doesn't amount to a pass in the infield, but you could see the vision that Ty was trying to accomplish. Downfield, Jazz to Alex. Alex trying for the net, but doesn't slide. It does play it over so that Ty can collect, though, as Coco avoids Jazz and Energizer, plays it into BTTS's corner.
Oh, no.
That's just in, isn't it?
Oh, no! Oh! Why? Why would you touch that? No, 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 no. BTTS had an empty net. No one back in time. But the redirect was just over the bar. And I think Quanzek might be having a hernia on the other side, because that's one that absolutely should be going home 10 times out of 10. Still a chance for Alex. But dear, oh dear, BTTS are going to be looking at that one and wondering how on earth they're not level.
Oh my lord. I thought the first touch was in.
Yeah,
I don't even think the redirect was necessary. I think it would have just gone in. But we try to get creative. We try to, I don't know if it's an ego thing or we're just having fun or we forget that, yes, we're playing a video game, but it's a competitive tournament format. When you blow an opportunity like that and it just comes back the other way, Coco finding a second go-ahead goal. BTTS, all that effort in the winter final may be lost in only these first 5 minutes.
Just trying to rectify the situation, goes over the top. We saw him do something very similar in the first game of the day here on stream. But oh my goodness, Messi is just going to score a third. Tomio second of the game. And this is all from the pressure. Tomio picks it up in his own half and Ty goes up to challenge, gets it all wrong. Alex goes for the squishy. But he's not back in time out of his net. And with just under 60 seconds to go, I think Messi have tied up the grand final.
Yep, I would concur with you there. And, you know, we spent all of pregame talking about...
No.
Okay. Let's not get ahead of our skis right now. It's not tied up yet. There's still some time to be played. Good heads up play there by Energizer to put on the brakes and not drive into that ball just because he can make contact and unfortunately own goal. That's a great touch by Jazz, and Alex will make sure he puts the finishing touches on it to cut the lead down to 2. So still a little bit of life here for BTTS, but if they do end up losing this game effectively 2, well, you know, we talked all pregame about, oh, Messi just has to disrupt BTTS's flow.
Yeah.
They might have done it themselves by not scoring that goal from the corner.
Yeah, it seems that way. And, I mean,
wow.
Remember, oh my goodness, surely not those twice. No way. Messi with a real opportunity. They've still got the ball deep in BTTS half, but eventually Alex will be able to clear that away. But I was mentioning before the game frustration. And if things start going wrong for BTTS, which they have been all game, none more so than the Alex attempted redirects that doesn't go home, and you do just start to wonder if the comms are going to be affected by that. If they start to get a little bit of noise that things are not going their way, they will walk away with the final goal of game number... Alex, that catch is ridiculous. If you score this, my son, it's a real good opportunity. Backboard, double, dunk down, no. A strong end to the game from BTTS, but the start has to go the way of Messi.
And, you know, if that long bomb touch from the corner goes in and it's never attempted a redirect by Alex, I think maybe we're harping on something for nothing. Maybe if we look at it from a different angle, it's not on. And their comms were, hey, it's off, try to redirect it in. But from what you and I saw, Rhino, by both of our reactions, that's going in. That ball it's going in 100%. I don't know if Tomio can get there to save it. All I know is that on the back end of it, BTTS doesn't score. Messi does in that same sequence. And a 2-0 game, if that's the other way around, is one apiece, and we might be playing in overtime right now.
Yeah. And I think that's the main point I want to make, and the reason maybe Alex felt like he required the redirect was because of the pace on the ball. That's the only thing I can think of, was he was concerned that ball didn't have the pace to get home before the demoed player was able to get back in time. Because remember, there was a demoed player that was off the field at that moment.
Yep.
That's the only explanation I can think of that you would even go for that.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of what-ifs that we can factor in here. All I know is that redirect has been mentioned maybe about 20 times in this last conversation. It's akin that we're harping on a redirect, what could have been, because this is the redirect 3v3 monthly number 32. We're in the grand finals now, Rhino, and we're one apiece in this series. Forget that last goal, or what should have been a goal. We have the rest of the series to worry about.
Yeah, we certainly do, and everybody can take a drink for Caster Bingo as I say that it's now a best of 5. First 2 games haven't actually taken effect, really. We're all square, and so BTTS still have those 3 goals that they need. Tomio has been very aggressive as third man, and that is a thing that Messi might need to take a look at, is when Tomio is that third man, he always likes to aggress. He always likes to push forwards. He likes to challenge the ball. And BTTS might be able to take advantage of that a couple of times in this series. They've not been able to yet.
This is where they're starting to mount that pressure. There's not a whole lot of boost remaining on BTTS, especially after that save. That's a good demo that's going to help, but they lose possession of the ball, and Messi are able to break loose the chains. Jazz, downfield to Alex. Alex, double tap! He ran it, it's off the post and back out! I don't know if Coco also got a piece of that, but that ball pinballed around and avoided crossing the goal line.
Crazy. Alex has taken a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances, a lot of shots, and he scored a lot of goals. That one, he's going to feel pretty hard done by that it doesn't go over. Here he comes again. Alex over the top. A simpler one this time, but still no less pretty. The infield pass from Jazz. Alex goes over, gets the reset, and beautifully just places that one under the crossbar. 1-0.
Yeah, well done. Alex gets his get back, and I want to highlight a small little touch there. If Alex comes at that ball quicker, it's a more accelerated air dribble. Coco made contact with that ball. If Alex makes contact with the ball at the same time Coco does, there's a world it pitches back out. But because he feathered his boost and took it so slow, that a save attempt from Coco just ends up going right back off Alex and in, because they're not hitting the ball at the same time. And Alex obviously feeling confident now, as that's his 3rd attempt at getting that ball in, and all of them have looked like a work of art.
I think that might have been a double reset in the setup to that as well. Just such fun to watch. Jazz AFKing on the 100 boost. We don't like to see that at this level, but sometimes I guess you got to do what you got to do. Down this right-hand side now with that fresh 100 boost. If they score now, well, all right.
It was all worth it.
I tell you something. I am completely useless in this position, Quan, I tell you something. What am I doing here? Existential crisis has started to hit, because maybe AFKing on the 100 boost is exactly what you need to do to win a game.
Why are you ever doubting Jazz there, Rhino? Why are you?
That's a great question. He
obviously knows what he's doing. It
Clearly.
just panned out instantly into a goal in the same sentence that we were digging him for it. But instead, Tomio gonna say, you know what? Let's not let this lead turn into a runaway train. Really great downfield pass. Even better setup for the double tap. And Messi showing why they have their namesake, able to dribble their way through the opposition, connect on that goal, and make it 2-1.
Yeah, Alex on that right-hand side. I am just still reflecting on how much of kind of a caster curse that was. Still will never be as good as Pegasus.
To yourself, though, almost?
No, I don't. Well, yeah, but like by the same token, I don't know if I bring that up if the play actually even happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
Feels like the universe heard me say that and was like, well, you've got to be punished for that. Like, how dare you? As I say, will never be as good as Sir Pegasus's call of the team pinch. That is ludicrous. If you haven't seen that, go to Sir Pegasus's Twitch channel, Twitter, because goodness me, we'll never see anything like that ever again. Jazz down the right-hand side, looking to try and bring something through. Not going to happen. Opportunity to put it into the middle. There's a demo in the backfield. Messi can't force their way over the line, and BTTS are back up to full strength.
A caster curse of all caster curses. The one that
really
the title
is.
that will never be beaten. Pegasus will hold it for the eternity of this game's lifespan.
Yes.
Oh man, Alex chip towards Messi's net. That's a difficult one for Tomio to handle with no boost in the tank, but he does well. Not out of the woods yet, as he's just trying to buy time for his team. Energizer and Coco now holding up the reins of battening down the hatches defensively. Coco using all of that boost to find a very solid clear. That's exactly what you have to do. Just put BTTS back on their heels, force them to find a better break-in than you did break out. Keep them honest to their game. That's not going to help those. Energizer can't make contact. Tomio has to cut over. He's done well for the first opportunity. The second one, Coco will handle.
He certainly will. And with the clock ticking down, Quanzek, we're starting to see that maybe BTTS are going to follow the scripts that they have written for themselves. We saw it in the upper final. Lose game one, win the rest. Could be the case that they get this done as well. But only one goal is the difference. And Messi are attacking now at the angle. What a save! Alex gets up well. Messi so close to the level and not going to find it.
Tomio has Energizer. Ty sees that though and accelerates to where the pass was going to come from. Coco over to Energizer. Energizer back pass. They're going the wrong way, but it's all to maintain possession. Energizer carrying it towards the net. Coco wins the 50, but it's not on target, and Ty can do what he can to drop it off the corner. It'll hit the turf, and BTTS, as you said, Rhino, will be emulating their winner final, losing game one, winning the ensuing one. I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does it still count? If this, hypothetically, finished as a sweep, is it still a German sweep, even though they started with a game win?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never been in this situation before. I don't know.
I don't think I've... No, because... So, if Messi had won that second game and they'd gone on to sweep, it's no longer a gentleman's final because they've won 4 games. BTTS technically haven't won a game, even though they were given one based on stuff. That's an actual sweep. Whereas the other way around, Messi have won a game. They have won a game in this grand final.
Okay.
So it will,
I see that logic then.
Will be a gentleman's sweep. Yes, still.
I think that checks out. Yep. Okay.
There's maths involved. Don't worry about it. But what we do need to worry about is this game number 3/2, depending on who you ask, as we start to move forward in this grand final. Sorry, it's game 4. My apologies. As BTTS look to continue that run, they look to continue to look good, but Messi are right there with them. Only a 1-goal difference.
Yeah, and this is, these games have been played really close. It's really a couple bounces go the other way, or somebody just makes one error, and that's all it takes to swing back the opposite direction. Demo off the kickoff. Ty has a lot of grass in front of him. Flick after faking it. Forces 2 to go. It's double commit. Alex, flip reset double off the back wall. Won't go in. Another shot read by Tomio, taking away from Alex's opportunity. And in Arsenal, a barrage to open up game number 3. Instead, Messi, hold on.
We've already seen tonight how fast BTTS like to start games, and Ty, top right corner off the flip, reset flick. That's the kind of thing that BTS want to get done. Ty, reset, beautiful placement, 1-0.
You know, you gotta be frustrated. If that one doesn't go in, BTTS probably are sitting with a sour taste in their mouth saying, you know what, we did all of that, we didn't score. Ty, really good 50, but the help too far away. Jazz was coming all the way from his own corner after grabbing a full tank of boost. Really good challenge, and even better pinch as a result by Alex. Messi after retreat, and now they're back where they were, bumping each other and scrambling in their own net.
Certainly. 4 minutes still to go. Now down the left-hand side, Ty trying to bring it through over the top. Coco gets the intercepts. 2 players in a very similar position there. Often a bit taboo in Rocket League and certainly at this level. Demo comes through as well, but Jazz is equal to it. Sends it away. Tomio bringing it through, popping it high. Gets bumped off the play. Ty will send it to the sidewall. Energizer trying to get something to work here, but no, Ty sends it away. Only as far as Coco. Tries to bring it around the corner. Alex clears down the left, and now he's got to pass inside if he wants it. No, Ty gets the demo. A little bit of miscommunication, maybe. They might still be able to make it work. Ball into the corner. Jazz can't read the second one. Tomio should be able to bring this away, but Alex dusts him right in front of goal. Jazz on the left side won't break through.
Tomio, full boost, but allows Ty to take over. Energizer backtracks and takes a swinging touch that if you make contact on the sidewall, that might have been top shelf from that deep. He had so much pace going into that ball. Instead, both teams will go ahead and just make sure that they're maintaining pressure. This is something that we've seen a lot so far this series right now. I mean, either team recognizing that pushing this ball forward is not worth just making sure it's on your hood and not the opposition's. That's the respect that either team is showing, recognizing just how lethal they can be if given time and space.
Yeah. And I think it is that clinicality, that lethality that Messi is certainly scared of from the side of BTTS, because they have already proven tonight they can score from pretty much anywhere on the field. Ball now forwards. Ty looking for a shot. It's up in the air. Is there a third man? Not quite. Clearance from Messi is really nice as well. Tomio given the opportunity to break downfield, gets a reset, tries to beat Alex for strength. Not quite going to happen, but Energizer goes over the top, gets the double off the crossbar, and Messi back level.
Messi has just that right there. If anybody's watching and you want to study how to beat BTTS, it's that. That's your sequence. Messi collect the ball on their goal line. They find a 3-man passing play to break out of their own half, and because they connected with 3 people, they use less boost to break out, and in doing so, now have the boost to make something happen on the other end that somehow saved the Messi's connecting exactly where they need to be right now, and meeting BTTS where they're at, not enabling them to start steamrolling them and establish the swarming pressure. This is just a good goal by Ty. There's nothing you can do about that one.
You know what? You saw that coming a mile off, right? As soon as Ty picks this ball up right here and pops it high, we've seen this play many times before. Attempted to get around, but doesn't quite work out this time, and BTTS back 2-1 up. And I have to say, a lot of the goals that BTTS have scored today, they are those kind of 1v1 goals that you expect to see, right? The pop the ball high on target, go through, get the demo onto your opponent, those kinds of plays. The fake plays that we've seen coming through from Alex have beared a lot of fruit. So a lot of 1v1 prowess on show. Messi showing a little bit of team play off this one. On the left-hand side, Tomio gets that victory. Jazz can't get to the ball. And an empty net for Energizer is converted.
Yeah, I mean, those are the things you need to capitalize on. I thought Jazz should have had that for sure, but the timing of the jump was a bit too early, in my opinion. You hold that jump, I think you can get to that ball, but from where his ball cam was, I'm sure it was an impossible read from his own POV. So, gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that one, and we're all tied up with 60 seconds remaining on the clock, nearing golden goal territory as Tomio finds a pass out to Energizer over to Coco. Coco towards the net. Alex tracks it really well across the length of the pitch and finds a save.
Does. 47 seconds left on the clock. Got to find a goal. One of these two teams. We are starting to get to that golden goal territory. Energizer off that right side. Alex clears it away. Ty trying to bring it through out of the corner. Demo downfield. Tomio will be given the space on that right wing, trying to get across, but no. Blocks away. Alex trying to maintain possession, and I don't mind that, but a triple commit in the corner from BTTS. Messi are going to feel like there's a real opportunity to capitalize. They don't. Now Alex tries to bring this away. Down that right side. 10 seconds to go. Jazz, it's not on target. Messi clear their line.
What a
goodness.
touch by Jazz,
Whoa.
man. So much pace coming off the wall, caught everybody off guard. Nobody reacted to it. 0 seconds on the clock. Jazz takes a 50. That one will drop down. And now we're ticking up for the first time all day today, Rhino.
Yeah, true. First OT we've seen on stream. Who will take it? Who's got the ice? That's the question on the table now. BTTS looking to break. Positioning not perfect. Now Ty, we wanted another redirect. We've already had a couple of those that have gone wrong. Won't go wrong this time. Coco forwards, but doesn't really have any boost to make that play work. Now picks up the 100 out of the corner. Might be given an opportunity. Gets the 50 victory. Tomio not ready for it. It's now off that right-hand side. Cleared away by Alex. Picked up by Coco. Oh, what a bump on the goal line. That is Messi able to get the equalizer in the series with a perfect team play.
That is a fantastic bump. I mean, you set up pressure, you have an opportunity where it's effectively a one-on-one, but as you're rotating out, you can find a bump and just clear the way, make it a gimme of a goal. As long as it's on target, it's going to go in. That's exactly what Messi do, and we have a series. I mean, overtime, both teams fighting tooth and nail. Messi not enabling BTTS to do what worked really well for them in our previous series against Enisorail. And now we're in a situation where Game 5, I mean, all the odd games in the series are always going to be important, but this one establishes you game advantage and series point for 2 games. It's huge.
It is huge. It's absolutely huge. And script's not followed. It's official. Messi able to win a game that wasn't the first one. So we move forwards as we start to think about this game number 4 coming up, as we like to say. And Messi, they did have the ice. I like the team play that I'm seeing from Messi right now. I don't think BTTS are able to match up to it. I talked about it a little bit in the game, but it very much feels like solos players versus a 3-man team who know each other inside out. I don't know if you feel the same way, Quanzek, but that's just what I'm seeing on the field.
That's how this series has boiled down to. I'll agree with you there. My counterpoint to that, though, is we saw BTTS connect often in their previous series against Enisorail. They were finding each other and passing plays all the time. Yeah. But how they're playing here is much more individualized. Yeah. And I don't know if that's how they're responding to Messi or Messi's forcing them into that. I haven't analyzed that part of the game enough yet for an answer. But they are having worse results as a team, BTTS is. So maybe they try to stabilize in terms of, not fighting against each other for possession of the ball, because stuff like this is going to happen.
I mean, this is wonderful. Tomio goes up and has everybody on skates. No one from BTTS is expecting him to miss that game. Oh, and they just win the game. They straight up get the dub. I don't blame them. Absolutely. Golden goal, folks. As we start moving forwards, there's another opportunity here. As a shot comes through, Ty gets the leveler quickly to send Messi packing.
Oh, man. Okay, that's one way to stop their forward momentum, especially one that made our hype chamber drop for a winner. I mean, that is the ore of a goal if I've ever seen one. BTTS, though, do answer back quickly, and that's what you need to do to stay in this game. Not let that goal sink in your head, and not put yourself under time pressure as this clock continues to tick down, especially if you haven't found that equalizer yet. Coco, really good possession touch. He's going to posture behind the ball to win that 50 no matter what. Really good read. The shot on. Ty will track that ball minute at the point of contact. Tomio trying to get cute with that shot, but now Alex has open possession. He's going to go coast to coast. Had Coco not been in the way.
Oh, it's always exciting to watch Alex. I love every time I get the opportunity to, and he's going to try again, although that one's a bit of a boomed clearance instead. No possession to find. for BTTS. They will clear their lines once again, and once again it's a booming clearance that just gives possession over to Messi, but deep inside their own territory, and a 50 win from Jazz is going to do enough to make them a little bit nervous. Tomio tries to bring it away, gets demoed for his trouble. Ty off the backboard, gets a second touch. Who's there first? It's Jazz. It's off the crossbar. Alex tries to come through and get a second touch. He can't do so. Jazz still trying to find an opportunity. BTTS starting to work together, but actually Alex is just going to whiff on that one. Gives Ty another opportunity to break downfield on the left side. Alex is there for him, but so is Tomio.
Energizer. Can't do a whole lot with that ball, but I hate what he did do with the limited resources. That one could have been dangerous had BTTS been more controlled in their touch. Great challenge by Jazz. Gets bumped, but still makes contact over to Ty. Pop-up touch. Energizer really good on that challenge there, making up for ailments previously. Coco, pop-up touch. Got called off for Tomio. Foot reset, but can't recover. Didn't have enough momentum to catch back up to that ball. Infield pass hopeful for Coco. Ty, first one there. And Energizer will collect in his own orange half.
That's a little bit awkward on the goal line for Coco. Does get some help to send it away. We'll be able to boom it down that left-hand side as well. But once again, giving possession away. Just over half this game 5 played so far. Now there's a chance for Ty over the top. But Energizer right there on the scene. Good read to make sure Ty didn't get the second touch. Pass up. Looking for Alex in the far corner. Off the backboard. No one blocking the backboard, which against BTTS is borderline criminal. They don't make it work for them. They're starting to get a foothold, a bit of a stranglehold on this game 5 though.
Pass. Ty really just dumping the ball off because he didn't have any boost. Alex has to be very patient, make sure he's only going when it's guaranteed he can get the ball. He was the third man back. Energizer plays it over to the sidewall, collects it, has Coco lying in the way. It's going to try to go to the backboard, got a flip. That could have been really creative, but great defense by BTTS to make sure that is met before it even hits the backboard. Once it goes towards your backboard, it's much trickier to read and much more difficult to get in the way of. Tomio, drop down 50. Tie to the sidewall. Pinch attempt will play it forward towards Messi's half, and that demo opens up things. Oh, Tomio, you scared me, but he knows what he's doing. That one over his own net.
And now he's going to be able to break downfield on the right side. Ty locks it off. Coco looks for the shot. Just over a minute to go. Still 1-1, and we know who won the last OT. I'm sure BTTS also thinking about that a little bit in the backs of their minds. Tomio, good reset, strong off the backboard. Ty will be able to send it away. Picks up the boost as well, wants the pinch, doesn't get all of it. Jazz pops it forwards, but Ty has gone a little bit too far forward. Tomio now to bring it away down that right-hand side. Here's forwards, Energizer's there, blocked away by Ty, but more up than out. Alex supports his teammate and sends it away. Bit of a fake going on there in the midfield. Energizer gets the better of his opposite number for a chance, but no, Alex once again clearing that ball away, maybe looking for the musty. No, fakes it out, goes low, has Jazz in support at the angle. Coco, big save.
I thought that could have been a chance. Alex, after that attempt, made sure to drive through the net, cause some sort of commotion. Jazz back wall, well read by Tomio. Can he stay on this? He's actually near the ball, gonna let it go for Coco. This one dangerous if Jazz can read it. Oh, he can! How is that still up? I thought that was going to be OT, but there must have been fractions of a second left on the clock for it to stay alive. And Jazz, the double jump, no boost effort, secures the win for BTTS.
Wow. What an end to that game right there. BTTS, probably, to be honest, a little bit concerned about going into OT, given what happened last time. Felt the need to get that 0-second goal, and boy, did they. Incredible from them. I mean, this start from Messi was absolutely lights out. And then the immediate response from BTTS. Ty getting the goal there. And then we didn't have a goal for about 4 minutes while the teams tried to figure each other out. And in the end, it was Jazz on 0 seconds. Backboard not protected. The ball drops down just before that 0 second starts. And Quan, I mean, what more can you ask from a grand final, hey?
We are. It feels like we're guaranteed for Game 7.
Ooh,
And then
you've said that.
BTTS. Yeah, I know. I was just gonna clarify. BTTS do have a way to close it out here in Game 6 on Neo Tokyo. With that being said, I don't know. Messi looks so good.
Yeah, I agree.
BTS has as well. This is not me discrediting either team.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that it feels like whoever scores last is going to win every game.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I had to think about that for a second. I had to do the mental gymnastics, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. As we do move forwards onto Neo Tokyo, Messi, in order to keep this grand final alive, must win and take us to Champions Field. And they might have the best start. No, pushed away, and Alex actually able to get that pass up to Jazz. Alex moving through. Bit of a fake, not really working, but Side tries to find the bottom corner. I think that could have been saved one, but it hasn't been. BTTS score first.
I thought it also might have been off target. Oh, that's tough. I don't know. If you don't touch that, does it roll up the post and out? I don't know. I thought it was off target. They thought it was on. It might have helped get it into the net. I definitely agree with you. It probably could have been saved regardless of what decision was made. A 1-0 go BTTS, and that one's huge given how close these games have been played. And BTTS sitting at a point now where they can end the series.
For sure, but the problem they've got almost is that they scored very early on. There is still 4 minutes left off the game. Oh, Jazz, is that over the top of Tomio? No, he gets up smartly. It's a reset as well to try and confuse Alex. Alex still gets a touch on the ball. He got that second touch. I would have gone absolutely crazy. Jazz gets the better of his opposite number, though, and now it's going to be Energizer into the corner. Alex tries to get the pinch middle. No one's there. Will be sent away by Messi. They try to get the counter-attack. Energizer. Pass. First one there is Alex.
Tomio back all the way for a pre-jumping Energizer. She just sends it towards the net. Nobody can read it. Coco actually had an opportunity. Had it been better placed, I think it would have gone in. Another one rifled at the net. That BTTS steer away. And Coco now for Messi. Can he redeem himself on that opportunity? Got the flip. Found a really good 50. And unfortunately, nothing will transpire of this offensive unless Energizer, not to himself, can't catch up. Use the entire boost tank a little bit too far out in front of his car.
Messi dropped down there for an opportunity. Doesn't come through. Now Alex down that right side, wanting the 50. Doesn't really win it. Does go just down into the ground. Have a teammate there ready to support either. So Alex given a bit of space. Immediately Tomio comes down to shut the door, but a double commit in the corner could lead to issues. Backboard hit. Chance for tie! And it's 2-0 with half the game played. You don't protect your backboard. BTTS will strike.
That's so clever from Jazz. There was nobody in the net. He's staring at an open net, but he shoots it high intentionally. Both players he knows are going to jump for it because they don't have an angle from the net out. They're looking towards the net, so they see a ball going there. They can't read how high it is in perspective to the net. They're going to jump, and in doing so, he forces a double. That ball comes back out, and it's a tap-in for BTTS. They're now up 2-0, and this clock continues to tick down. Messi need one, and they need one soon.
Yeah, they do. Energizer. Oh, that's a very, very dangerous play. Makes it work. Coco high in the sky. Gets the reset. Flicks over two. Ty waiting to make the save, though. Ball off the backboard. Alex sends it away. Jazz knows he's not going to win that, so just waits on the play. Lets Messi get rid of their boost tanks. Keeps his full. And that's really smart from the BTTS defense. Now it's a chance for Coco to move down that right-hand side. Energizer thought about going for it. Decided he maybe didn't have the boost tank to go. So waits on it. Now Jazz out of the corner. Fakes it out. Sent away by Energizer.
Energizer does top up with full boost as well. Reads that ball really well. This could turn into something. Leaves it for Tomio. What a play. What a better shot. I mean, they found their one window. No boost. Alex took the time to sit on that corner, but because he had to wait for the corner, he's the only one now with boost, which means he has to go, but he waited for the corner, which means he's late for the challenge. BTTS do concede one, and Messi, there's life and plenty of time to find a second. That's a good dunk. No, Tomio almost getting there to beat Ty.
That's the important thing. Time is the friend of Messi. I mentioned the BTTS had scored very early on in this game. Energizer reset. No, gets stuffed. But there's a chance here for Tomio! His second of the game. And BTTS's defense goes to sleep. Alex and Ty get themselves in a muddle. Tomio's got an easy shot into the heart of the goal. And it's 2-2.
Miscommunication there on the back end on who would go and who would guard the net. One kickoff by Energizer. He's just going to try to be a nuisance. Stay on that ball. Challenged by Coco. Goes from one end of the pitch to the other. We'll go ahead and flip it as Tomio takes over. But that pass it to nobody aside from the opposition. Alex towards the net. Coco has to waste a boost to climb the ladder. Energizer into the corner. Ty back towards the net, and things are getting dangerously low for Messi. Tomio, the only one with boost in the tank. He had to win the challenge. He at least drops it straight down. Coco, really good flip. Even better 50 by Energizer. They're working. They're doing so much with so little boost, and eventually they find a clearance and buy time. Now we're at even standing. Coco, chip out. He can carry it to the other end where Messi looked to get done.
Here we go, out of the corner, remaining few seconds. We've already seen a 0-second goal today. Ty had to get down low to make sure there wasn't a 3-second goal. Alex might try and keep this one up. No, we go OT. The last time we saw this, it was Messi's OT. Will BTTS be able to clear it up in 6, though? That's the question. Coco looking to get the bump. Oh, it's played across goal and cleared away. Not a lot of boost for BTTS, though.
Messi have to be careful they don't overplay the sequence. They're still here after the initial kickoff, which means they don't have a ton of boost in the tank. That's a really good 50 by Energizer, though. Tomio, back pass behind him. I don't think he found the touch he wanted as Coco just buys time into his own corner. That bounce a little bit dangerous, but missed by Ty. Alex towards the net. Can he put the team on his back? We've seen him be lethal time and time again. This one, though, filtering back out to him in the midfield. 1v1, bump from behind. Coco still reads it. Jazz back pass to Ty. Coco, good challenge.
Alex's eyes must have lit up there, because the thing we've been talking about is the BTTS in those 1v1 situations. They always do so well, but there was a bump from behind. There was a second man who got involved. He got third-partied almost. As now, with over a minute played, BTTS still searching for the goal that would give them Redirect's monthly 3v3 number 32 championship. Coco drops it down. He wants to take us to Champions Field. Alex down the left-hand side. No boost to work with. But there's a chance here for Ty. Out of the corner. Jazz, a bit hesitant to go for this challenge. Does in the end. No bump to find, but a double commit on the goal line. Will leave the goal open, but Ty can't get the shot powerful enough.
Energizer doing what he can against Alex. Jazz back just to keep his pressure mounting. Ty and Alex both go. They both bail. If you're up, at least commit. Nobody stays on the ball, and now if Messi can get control, it's going to be monster pressure the other way, but nobody grabbed the ball. Energizer circling back. They can't break out. Tomio finds a challenge. Jazz towards the net. Shot on. Saved by Energizer, and he finally gets it over our midfield line.
Messi is not a player especially known for his defense, but this team is really stepping up on their goal line right now. Doing enough. Maybe not doing perfectly, maybe not doing exquisitely, but doing enough to keep that ball out of their goal. Now a chance down the other end. Coco out of the corner. He's got a teammate middle, but Jazz is there as well. Good bump. Alex still finds the clearance down the right-hand side. Demo found onto BTTS, but there might still be a chance. Jazz takes a shot. What a save from Energizer! How has he kept that out?
Fantastic defense from Energizer, keeping his team going in field. Backflip Alex in the redirect will secure the victory for BTTS. 2 minutes and 46 seconds of overtime. And it's a backflip redirect that nominates BTTS and crowns them as Redirect 3v3 monthly 32 winners. What a game, what a series.
And the dust will settle and we can all take a moment, Quanzek, because I feel like we need one. That was an absolutely insane overtime to finish this Redirect 3v3 monthly. Would it have been nice for it to have gone to Champions Field? Of course it would. We'd have loved to have seen a Game 7. But at the end of the day, the dominance the BTTS showed in that overtime was just a little bit too much for Messi to handle. The defense stood strong and strong and strong again, but eventually, if you knock on something enough times, it will break, and that's exactly what happened.
It's such a creative goal, too. I mean, that whole sequence, it felt like Messi was going to finally be able to break out.
Yeah.
They found possession, and with one swift pass in field, if you blinked, you might have missed it. I mean, that whole play, the connection, the backflip, all of a sudden it was into the back of Messi's net. But man, credit to both these teams. Definitely more than made up for not having a lower final. Our grand final was a treat. Messi, we hope to see you guys back out here, because in another world, in a different monthly, this title is yours for sure.
In a different monthly is the key phrase there, Quanzek. And it feels like we do say that a little bit of a while for our second place team, but it is especially relevant this time because there was 93 sign-up for this Redirect 3v3 monthly, and that is down to everybody who has played and is watching. Thank you so much for making this event what it is. We really couldn't do it without the Redirects community. We couldn't do it without the guy pressing the buttons behind the scenes and setting up the whole event as well. Hazza is an absolute mastermind when it comes to this kind of thing. You can see the quality of event that he's able to put on. So I just wanted to take a moment there at the end of this to really make a point about how far these Redirect monthlies have come since the very first one back goodness knows how long ago now, almost 2 years, bit longer. And now we're sat here at Redirects 32 with almost 100 teams, almost 3 digits of teams here representing themselves to try and win 70 quid. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's putting on a quality product. It shows that everybody else is recognizing, and it's not just us here in the main booth that are doing it. I mean, we got to thank our community casters as well, man. Kiki Cast and Raids. We highlight some great series here on the main channel. They make sure that those are seen before we get to our final games. All these players deserve some recognition. You guys, thank you for doing so. It's been such a joy here. Quick look at how we concluded today, I think, right? Oh, it's been a long day. Lots of teams going through the gauntlet, but we are officially over with BTTS walking away in the grand final with the victory. But look at just how much these teams had to go through. Unfortunately, we did have that FF in the lower final, but man, Messi, almost that heroic run from Gambilas through the lower. I know you were really cheering them on.
It would have fed families for years to come, Quanzek, if Gambias had been able to get through that lower semi-final and be able to push through into that lower final and even further. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be this time. C13 Cinderella run was stopped at the lower semi-final. But credit to our top 2 teams, certainly. BTTS and Messi. There was a long bracket. It was a long day. Biggest Redirect monthly that we have ever had. And they fought through it, and they were able to get to that grand final. Again, the bow on the top of the cake, on top of the everything else, would have been a Champions Field final. Didn't happen this time, but I feel like we were not shortchanged with those 2 OTs as well.
Oh, no. And that game 6 probably... I had a thought during that OT that game 6 was so to the wire, so intense, that if we found a game 7, it might have been underwhelming with just how much was put on the pitch by both those teams. I had that fleeting thought at one point, but that what if will never be answered. Our 32... 32nd is the better way to put that. Monthly is over, but they're called monthlies. They happen every month, ladies and gentlemen. The next one will be on Friday the 13th. Spooky. Make sure you guys are safe at home. In March, signups will be open up tomorrow. Make sure you're doing exclamation Discord in the chat to keep up to date with what we're doing over here. Make sure you're signed up for that upcoming monthly, and it'll be a treat after what we saw here in our intermission between our 2 splits. Rhino, thank you for being in booth with me today, lad. It's been a joy. I miss casting with you as much as, every time we do this, I'm like, man, I really gotta find a way to get in the booth with you more.
Yeah,
but
man.
It was a quality product, and 90% of that was thanks to how good you are at what you do.
That's a lie. And that explains to me why you say math instead of maths, because clearly you're not very good at it. It was not 90%. We're not gonna talk about that. But look, it takes all of us behind the scenes to make the product what it is. So absolutely, Quanzek, you've been exceptional today, as always, on these Redirect 3v3 monthlies, and has a behind the scenes as well. Just quickly, on the 33rd Redirect monthly, we only want these events to grow. We don't want to see regression. We don't want to see things going backwards. We want to see more than 93. We want to keep breaking that team record. We can only do that with your help, so make sure you sign up tomorrow for the event on Friday, March the 13th. And the reason it's on a Friday is because RLCS is around the corner and we're all very busy. So hopefully you guys can find some time on that Friday to help us out. But as we mentioned as well, if you want to go and find us, you can find us on all the socials. They've been flicking up throughout the day, but we're going to shut this one down. It's been a pleasure to bring the Redirects 3v3 monthly number 32 to you. My name's been Rhino. He's been Quanzek. Has us behind the scenes. We will see you very soon for number 33.